Fortunately for her, she did not live too far from her school. Convenient location was one of the advantages of living on a small island. She had been born in Trinidad but lived in St. Kitts in St. George's Parish her whole life. She usually visited her home country with her family every year, so she was familiar with both countries' cultures. In comparison to Trinidad, the pace of life in St. Kitts was very slow, but she had gotten used to it. "Hey, sweetness, give me some sugar, baby," another teased, and puckered his lips at her, making an obscene noise and gesturing with his fingers. Another boy wolf whistled at her. "How does a hot thing like you stay cool in this weather?" They laughed, angering Andrea. It wasn't just what he had said that bothered her, but how he had said it too. He almost made her feel like she was less than human, ridiculing her for what she could not control, her family's financial and social status. Not only was he mocking her lowered social and economic standing, but reopening old wounds that had never quite healed in both of them. "Girl, please, what can you do? You with your little bony self," said Harrietta. "Girl, just hush your big mouth. You ain't going to do nothing with your old fat ass, so who better than me?"
Young man.
Harrietta flicked her hand dismissively at her. "You're just jealous that I look better and got a higher grade on the English test than you." As Mrs. Smith was about to respond, the classroom door flung open. In the doorway was Mr. Williams, the principal. What happens next?
Ahmed. Just cover me.
Okay, thank you so much for listening. I would love to have continued, but our time is up. And if you like this story, it's in bookstores here in Trinidad. It's in UE Bookstore. It's in Charon's Bookstore in City Mall. It's in all the RIK bookstores. It's also on Amazon.
Oh, Amazon.
On behalf of the whole Form 2, right, and St. George's College, we just want to thank you for taking time off to come here and give us this experience, the excitement of books, and to show us that how there's more than just reading, to read for reading's sake and for school purposes, but you can also do it for leisure. And we just want to thank you so much for giving us this experience that we will not forget, hopefully. And yeah, thank you. It's like how we could read it, and it's like how because of how we talk, we can understand it more.
And that's something to read, and I would read it.
Yeah.
So guys, I just finished speaking to the students. Actually, a little while ago, I was speaking to some of them again outside because they're so passionate about this story. I was so thrilled and still am thrilled, overwhelmed really by the reception. I just went in to speak to the vice principal to let her know, how grateful I am that they invited me and what a wonderful reception I had. The students are marvelous. They all want to buy my book, and I'm so happy and relieved and thankful that today went so well. And the power of reading is just real, people. It's real. Reading is wonderful. And as I was explaining to them about reading, we probably saw some clips that it could open up your mind and just make you see things in different ways, and it helps you escape. It's just, reading is perfect. It's joy, and I'm so very happy that so many of these students love to read as well. And yeah, today was great, and I can't wait. Hopefully they will invite me back, so I can't wait to come again to speak to perhaps another group of students, which would be wonderful. It's always great when your work is appreciated, and it was so great because this is the first school in Trinidad who invited me to come and speak to the students, and I'm so grateful that they did. So yes guys, as I said, I can't stop saying I had such a wonderful experience this morning speaking to the students at St. George's College here in Barataria, which is in Trinidad, if you didn't know. But yeah, they were so appreciative and attentive, and they asked me questions, and they clapped and they cheered and they responded just as I had hoped, and even more than I had hoped, which is so very great. I'm so glad that I was able to come and speak to the students. Of course, I was a bit nervous at first because doing something for the first time, you'll always be a bit nervous. Although I did speak to students in St. Kitts back at my old school, but they were a much smaller group and not as passionate as these students. My goodness, I never had such an audience. I'm very grateful, so happy to have been invited and had the opportunity to speak to students. And this is all part of my goal, to encourage young people to read, to love to read, to find a book that they enjoy that could help them make decisions that would positively affect their lives later on. So hopefully I inspired a few of the students, and I'm very happy, very glad, very relieved that after 10-11 years, because it took me 10 years to finally get my book published, as I said, well, finally it seems as if it was worth the wait. And I guess what they say, good things come to those who wait. So let's see what else is in store for me.